Good morning and good day, folks. Today is a beautiful day. So we are having a guest who is an entrepreneur, 5 years of experience in a corporate world. And let's not uh, delay the invitation. So Anurag, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much, Keshav. Thank you for having me on the show today.
So lovely to have you here because 5 years of your corporate experience, and right now you are into music and podcasting. It's how did the transition go?
Oh, well, so I started my journey back in 2012 when I passed from college. I am an engineer
Oh, lovely.
with my, yeah. So I've done BTech. So post that, I joined TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. And soon after joining, I had been fortunate enough to work with the business technology team there. So I was more into the consulting side of things rather than being a developer. So, but yeah, I mean, working with TCS, then I moved towards business consulting because that was more intriguing to me. Because like with working with IT, the main focus of the business was to how IT can help our business grow. But then I was really interested in how that business is actually growing. So I wanted to understand the business side of things, and that's what interested me more. So I guess in 2015 I made a switch from IT consulting to business consulting, strategy consulting. Joined a French MNC called Ipsos back in Gurgaon,
Oh, lovely,
and
lovely, lovely.
yeah, worked with them for over 2 years. Gained a lot of experience, but at that time, that was the time when I realized that I want to do something on my own, and that's how Foxtail Media came into being.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I've
socially
heard
desi,
lot of about it. I've heard lot of about it.
thank you so much. And socially desi was a brainchild of mine where back in 2018 19 I was contemplating to start a YouTube channel, more of like Karan Johar's Coffee with Karan. I wanted to have a set of my own and have guests come over to my to the shoot, and have a great day together, have discussions around different topics. So that was the main idea behind Socially Desi back then in 2018, but things didn't materialize for me because I was working on Foxtail Media. I was doing a lot of other things as well. But yeah, 2020, I guess, was the year initially when I had thought that I'm gonna launch the YouTube channel, and then the whole pandemic struck,
Yeah,
and
understand.
everything just all the plans just went down the drain
Yeah,
for my
definitely,
YouTube channel and
definitely.
everything, because everything closed down. I had nothing else to think of. But then I was already a keen listener of podcasts since 2017. I was listening to Joe Rogan, was one of my favorite podcasters
Yeah,
that I
yeah. Joe
started
Rogan
listening
is
to.
ultimate person.
He's the granddaddy of podcasters, man.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
so I started listening to him back in 2017, and so 2020, yes, the transition happened in a way that I thought, if the YouTube channel is not going to fly right now, why not start with a podcast? Why not, you know, do something with the format that I have, with the idea that I have? Let's not, you know, uh, let it go to waste. And that's
Definitely.
how Socially Desi journey began. That's how the whole podcast transition happened for me, from the corporate life to podcasting.
Lovely, lovely. Thanks for sharing this with me as a host and for the listeners too. So it should be an inspiring and captivating for the listeners to get
I
the.
hope so.
Definitely, it should because it's inspiring for me as as a host of Anjas Mindcast with RJ Arav. I feel that this is going to be the best interview for us. So
I
like
hope
uh,
so.
so
Thank you
like
so
the
much.
journey of social desi have just seen myself. It's that it's lovely and blissful, and the interim and the personal development and health fitness blogs, be it blogs or podcast episodes. I feel that there's a lot more social desi can contribute to the society. So what is your thoughts on Anjas Mindcast?
Well, I remember when we had a discussion long back, I guess it was when, I guess 2, 3 months back, we connected on one of the groups, and you commented on my, I guess, Instagram page as well. I remember that you started following us on Instagram, and we had a small conversation back then. And that was when you had like a couple of episodes on your podcast. It was
Yeah,
fairly
it was in
new,
the growth
I
period.
remember. Yeah. I mean, the kind of storytelling that you are giving and the kind of inspirational stories that you want to bring out in the society, I guess that is something that we need to see more. And I would say that the kind of work that you're doing, keep doing it. Keep sharing knowledge, keep sharing the, I guess the way you are sharing experiences, that's better. I guess that's a better way of storytelling. So I guess Anjas is doing good, and I hope to see more intriguing episodes from you in the future.
Definitely, definitely. So like
It's motivating. Like, see, the kind of episodes that you're doing, I guess somewhere, it's like somewhere in India or anywhere who's listening in the world, they can relate to a few of the incidences or few of the experiences, and they might, want to do something about it. It's like, it's not, I won't say it's just a self-help kind of a thing, but it's more of motivational and inspiring to share stories and let people understand
yeah,
what they
yeah,
are going
true,
through.
true,
And
true, true, true.
uh,
And
so
lovely to know to note that you have listened to our podcast. Thank you for that.
I've listened to 3, 4 episodes. So yeah, those are really good episodes.
Okay, okay. What do you think of the Mind Talks segment which I've been doing?
Mind Talks, I guess it's great when you, and the thing is that when you get into the psyche of somebody, right? When you understand that what sort of a, let's say an incident. Okay, you were talking about a particular, let's say, there's something that you want to showcase, or let's say, that example that we were discussing about cyberbullying, right? The other day,
Yeah, yeah,
when we were
true.
discussing about those things. So when we take subjects like cyberbullying, or we take subjects like harassment in general, and when we discuss about those things, when we discuss them in detail, I guess the kind of knowledge sharing that you can have on a platform like Anjas and as a podcasting platform in general, I guess that's great. I mean, so that's a great thing that you guys are doing. And I would like to see more, man. I would like to definitely see you pull out more episodes.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, to be at this juncture, I want to have your best wishes and prayers for it, because I'm trying, kind of trying to form a team of 2 or 3 co-hosts and one content writer. So like I've been in the process, but it's still not been in correlated, and we have not just started it. And there are
Yeah,
many.
it takes time, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
It takes
So
time. I mean, you can't rush into things, I guess. When you have something in mind and when you think that the thing that you are trying to do is gonna turn out to be something big, right? So for that, I guess being patient is number one. You gotta be patient, and selecting your team is a big deal, man. It's a big deal, and I've realized it through my entrepreneurial journey that a wrong team member or a wrong co-founder can have a bad impact on your business or on your idea in general.
yeah,
So
definitely, definitely agree with that.
so take your time. I mean, that's my 2 cents on your the new idea that you are bringing on board. Take your time while selecting your team, while selecting the content creators or whosoever you want to bring in into the Anjas Mindcast. Make sure that you take your time, understand them, understand each other, and first have that bonding in place, because that's gonna really either catapult you forward or gonna push you back. So that
Definitely,
is something
definitely.
that just keep in mind.
Definitely. Thanks for your insights on the Unjust Mindcast. Thank you. So, like, I have some questions regarding the sessions today. So, like, it's regarding the life and career only. So, like, what could be grateful for and positive about right now, if you really wanted to express?
What am I grateful for?
Yeah, and a
Is that
positive
the question?
approach.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm grateful for a lot of things, man. I'm grateful for this whole situation that happened in 2020, which actually made me realize and opened my eyes to a lot of things. um, Nobody had really thought what's gonna happen once the whole lockdown starts, right? Back in March, I still remember I was coming back from a friend's wedding. This was on 28th of February. I had left for Himachal. I was at a friend's wedding. We were having a great time. And at that time, nobody in India knew that something bad is going to happen and everything is going to shut down in the country. So
True,
I'm really
true.
grateful right now to be alive, to be very frank, to be healthy with my family.
Right.
I know a lot of people who initially in the initial lockdown stage, they were away from their families and they had a bad time because they couldn't meet their families, and sometimes some of their members were sick. They couldn't meet them because there were no flights running, there was no train, no transport, nothing happening. So I'm grateful for being with my family first of all, during this whole lockdown period. And my parents are retired, so this actually really helped them, that their son is with them, and I really helped them out during the whole lockdown situation, because there was no maid and nothing, no help was coming in. So we had to do our own chores, right? So I guess I'm grateful for that, for being with my family. Second of all, I'm grateful because this whole scenario opened my eyes to things that sometimes you can't control the outcomes in your life, but you can always strive to get better in whatever you want to do. And that's what a lot of people have done. Like even like I said, right, socially desi, it was supposed to be a YouTube channel, but then I fell in love with the kind of podcast experience that I myself had throughout the journey. So I'm grateful for that, that at least I tried something different, and tried to make it work. And that's what I guess a lot of people are doing. So these are the two things that I would say I'm really grateful for. Positive, well, going forward, I guess 2021, one thing that I'm really positive about is that the whole community in India for podcasters is really getting strong. And
True,
this
true,
is what
true.
I'm positive about, that in 2020, more podcasters are going to join. The podcasters who already started their journey in 2020 are going to take it one notch up. They're going to
True,
up their
true, true.
game, they're going to improve. So that's my positive thing. And I don't know about the vaccine or anything, how long is that going to take to come in India. But I guess one thing that I would definitely love to see is that people being more cautious right now. Don't just go out and I mean, unless and until you are making sure that you have your masks on, you are making proper social distancing, and you
True,
are
true.
maintaining that distance. I guess sometimes we forget that, and I've seen that. I had a couple of meetings in Delhi last week, and I could see like literally the streets were filled with people, restaurants were full. Like there was like literally there was like people, there was no social distancing in a lot of places in Delhi. So just be cautious. Let's not ruin the next year for anybody, because this is not something that is going to impact you, right? Because your safety depends on somebody else.
True, 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 Anu. True, Anu. Like, what is your greatest weapon to forge ahead in life? What is your greatest weapon?
Oof, my greatest weapon. Okay. Um, I'm a bit ziddi, I would say, and I guess that's my weapon. I don't know, but I'm a bit ziddi. So when it comes to something, and if I have something in my mind and I want to do it, then no matter what the cost, no matter what the situation is, I try to do it. I may fail, and I have failed in the past, but I guess yeah, that's more of my weapon. That if I want to do something, then I just go for it. Then I don't think of anything else. So
Okay.
that's what I do.
Okay. Lovely, lovely, lovely insights shared here. So, like, uh, how have you treated your past rejection, which messed up your self confidence by never backing down?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
How have you treated your past rejections, which messed up your with your self confidence? Like, how, where
Oh,
did you never give up on that self-confidence, and how did you treat it?
okay. Past rejections. Are you talking about relationships? Or are you talking about business or life in general?
Business life,
Okay.
particularly life and career,
Okay.
the mental health part.
Hmm. Uh, See, I would say that in the past I have failed a lot of times. Okay, but I guess the way I dealt with this was to learn something out of it, to take something away from the whole experience. When my initial startup failed, I took out the best things out of it. I learned a lot of things that, how you should not do things. I guess that is what keeps me going. That I realize that when something is not working, I try to figure out why it didn't work for me and what should I make sure that, the things that I should make sure while I'm going forward and doing something new. So I try to learn something out of it. I don't let it I don't overthink, I guess. I try not to overthink uh, when it comes to failures. I always try to learn. I always try to figure out what went wrong and take it very objectively and understand that, okay, if let's say, this business idea didn't work, what were the things that worked in that business idea? What were the things that didn't work in the business idea? I don't overthink. I try not to overthink. Sometimes, things get into your head and that messes you up a lot. So, and the best way to cope up with that is have a good friend circle. Always discuss things with your family if those things can be discussed, especially with your business and with your career. I always discuss things with my family so that, they're aware of what's happening in my life when it comes to my career and my business objectives. And with friends, it's more of, I can really let out my feelings and um, just share what's going on in my mind with my friends. So I have my friend circle, a very close friend circle with whom I share all my problems or whatever I'm feeling, and my family, which really helps me cope through if I'm facing a hard life time or anything related to my business. So these are the things that I try to do to cope up.
Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely insights. Thank you. I hope that listeners also get this done.
I hope so. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people are doing it because I keep interacting with a lot of people online as well and with other podcasters also. And I think a lot of people are doing it. And especially when I did a few interviews with psychologists on my podcast, I remember, we discussed these things. And this was the time, like this whole lockdown period was really the time when people realized what mental health is in India, especially.
Oh,
A lot
lovely,
of people
lovely.
didn't realize that. Yeah, I mean, it was a taboo. It's still a taboo, I guess, but a lot of
I
people, they
think it
realize
is.
that.
I think it is. I think it is because
Yeah,
it's
it is. It is.
it is actually a very very vast area to be probed into, and it's as you rightly say, it's right.
It's. I think it's the small things that matter, and people don't realize in India, especially, unless and until something goes really bad, we don't react. We have a reactive approach to everything, I
Yeah, yeah.
guess, not a proactive approach. And during this whole lockdown, we realize that what's gonna happen if you don't proactively take care of your health, especially in relationships. We have seen confine two individuals, a couple, inside a four-wall room for more than 6 months, seven
True,
months
true,
You
true.
are bound to have problems, and people will have some sort of a problem. So if you're not taking care of your mental health, somewhere down the line
True,
you will
true.
have issues, and this is what we realize, man. And I hope people across India now take mental health very seriously, don't treat it as a
Definitely.
taboo.
I
And
hope that social Desi and Anjas Mindcast brings out that. So,
yeah, man, I guess we are trying to do it, and Jess is also trying to do it. And it's a long journey. It's not something that we can quickly attain or achieve in the next 6 months or a year. It's something
yeah,
that's
true,
that's
true.
gonna that's gonna take time, but people are realizing it. I guess people are now reaching out if not to psychologists and counselors, but at least they are reaching out to friends and family. So I guess that's a good first step. And sometimes, that's all you need. That's all you need. Someone who can listen to you.
True, 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 true that,
That
true that,
helps.
true that. Recently, I contacted a fitness trainer. She was telling like, Keshav, you are doing a very good job in the Anjas Mancast. When I talked about social days, she said like, definitely mental health is important, and I feel that your works and your friends' work is going to bring an impact. I feel that definitely you can do it, Keshav. Like. She was like, like we had a friendly chat, and it was like, okay, there's some recognition for us. It was like that.
Yeah, man. I guess podcasting in general is now getting into the limelight. And this is what I keep talking to my other friends also, that podcasters now really need to step up their game. Treat podcast treat your podcast as your YouTube channel back in 2013, 2014. Okay, treat it in that way. Right now, podcasting is growing in India. YouTube is getting into a saturation stage right now. Okay, but podcasting is actually growing. So treat it that way. We need to hustle hard. We need to make sure that the kind of content that we are putting out is genuine and natural. Because sometimes if you are not putting out genuine and natural content now, people are not going to listen to that. Okay, because this is something that people consume over a long period of time, right? A podcast generally lasts for more than 10-15 minutes, right? So people consume it for a long period of time, and that's where your authenticity, your natural interest in the podcast also shows. So if as a host you are only not interested in the kind of content that you're putting out, then of course your audience is not going to listen to you for a long period of time.
True, true, true that, true that.
So
Like for the
yeah.
listeners, what will be the most common reason for people falling or giving up? So, what will be your insights and
People
advice?
giving up on.
uh, Falling, they are failing, they're continuously failing on certain aspects in life, or it may be a
Uh-huh.
professional. So like, what is the common reason you
Okay.
feel that is
Hmm.
stopping them?
Oh, I guess one thing that I really faced myself was procrastination. I guess that is what's stopping a lot of people. Be it a podcaster, be it a YouTuber, be it an artist, be it a mathematician, be it an IT consultant, be it a strategy consultant, anyone. I guess this is something that really creeps inside us, which is procrastination. Sometimes you don't feel like doing things, even if you know that you have a lot of things on your plate and you ought to actually finish at least a couple of things and have some breathing space. We sometimes procrastinate, and we realize it at the end when we are at the 11th hour and everything needs to be completed at that time, and we realize that we have shitloads of work to complete and we don't have much time. So I guess procrastination is something that I guess is letting a lot of people not achieve the kind of things that they want to. The next thing is with procrastination, I guess one more thing that we should do is time management. Time management is, I guess, number one thing when it comes to making sure that you don't have overload of work throughout the day. So what I generally do is that I have an app on my mobile phone. Okay, it's called any.do. Okay, AnyDo. So I mean, whosoever is listening to us, if you guys are really interested in managing your work, this is like the simplest app that you can get. It's free. It's compatible across devices, across platforms. So doesn't matter if you're on an Android, iOS, Mac, or PC. Doesn't matter. Just download this. It syncs across. And what I do is like the first thing I get up, I see my list, the kind of work that I need to do. When are they due? What's the deadline? What sort of tasks need to be completed? I jot them down on a very simple list. It's a very simple interface. You can have a good calendar view and see how your day is looking like, how much work you have throughout your day, throughout your week, all those things. So that's a great way to start, I guess. And if you have this simple thing in place where you have your tasks and your time is managed properly, I guess procrastination will go away. And that will help a lot of people.
Lovely, lovely. Actually, to this answer, I had a subsequent question. What are some specific mind blocks to watch out for? But you have correctly conveyed in the first question itself. So
uh,
it was like
Great, man.
it was a ready reckoner. I was like, it was already on my mind to ask you that question. But since you started with procrastination and time management, actually, that I think this is answered for the listeners.
Yeah, man, this is actually, I guess these are the two things that are really, stopping you to do a lot of things. If you can't manage your time properly, it's difficult. Okay, these are some of the simplest things in life, but these are really difficult.
Lovely,
Okay,
lovely.
like at home, you won't believe. Like, so I come from a military background. Okay, my dad was in BSF, so we always had this routine of like breakfast needs to be done by 9 a.m. in the morning, lunch needs to be done by 1 p.m. and dinner needs to be done by 8:39 max. That used to be the and we didn't so during our childhood, since we thought we were forced to do all these things, but then when you grow up, you realize that these are things that actually, these are the routines, these are the discipline that actually make you really strong. And time management is something that you really need to do. I guess anybody who's listening, please make sure that you're managing your time. Start small. Start with, let's say, managing just your meals. Like, this is the simplest thing. A lot of people don't have their meals on time because they feel that, oh, I can eat anytime, anywhere. This is the general idea that we go through, right? Oh, it's my meal, it's lunch, I can have it at 2, I can have it at 3, I can have it at
True that,
4.
true that,
No,
true
I
that.
think, yeah, I think say no to that. Just start with your meals. I guess if you want to do time management, start with your meals. Have a fixed time for your 3 meals at least. Okay, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 3 meals at least, have a fixed time and make sure you're hitting those times. And you can use this app, you can use any app that you want, and just make sure that you're hitting those times. And do that for at least a month, and then move on to managing your work, move on to managing your extracurricular activities, move on to managing or something else. I guess that's gonna help you a lot, man. That's time management. I mean, you yourself will feel a lot happier, I guess.
True that, true that. Actually, personally, we were talking on that aspect because when I was with acidity, you asked me to asked me to maintain the meal part, and we were just discussing.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That
like,
helps. I guess people should realize what's more important to you right now. Is it health? Is it work? Is it your personal life, professional life? Like, you need to have priorities in place and then do time management, man. Start with time management, and I'm sure a lot of things will clear out.
definitely, definitely. And I have some really, really good questions for Social Desi. So, like, what is something that is holding that you need to let go of? What
Oh, what do I think I need to okay, let go
what
of?
is holding you
Hmm.
that you let go of? You need to let go of.
Okay, what's okay? Yeah, so I I think I'm trying to so with Socially Desi, we had plans of launching a few digital products, and this really so this was back in September, October was the time when I was really really interested in launching a few digital products, and that didn't fly until now. I mean, I'm still working on them, so I guess that's something
I'm
that
sure
is
it
holding
will.
me back.
I am sure it will fly. Don't worry.
No, 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 no. I guess what you are saying is making sense because out of a lot of things that I'm planning to do with Socially Desi and Namaste India and the whole platform at sociallydesi.com, I guess there are a few digital products that I was working on since September and October, but because of a lot of things that I have on my plate right now, I'm not able to manage time for them. So I guess those are the things I need to get rid of, get let go of, at least for the time being, and just focus on what I have in my plate right now. And then maybe later on when the time is right, I can get back to them. So I guess those are a few things that I would like to let go, for the time being at least,
I think
because
it's
I'm not doing justice to them.
Yeah, I think the question for social dressing is for Anjas Mindcast. For it's for me also, I guess, because
I
I'm into RJing also. So like you are
mm,
right. Yeah, I have to. I also must have to check up what I have to let go of. So the another question is that how do you foresee yourself to forge again if you have come to negative thoughts of life like why me, why didn't I, what I am not good enough. So how do you see yourself personally and social desi and Namaste India?
hmm, interesting question. See, I guess a lot of times we feel this way, right? When we are stuck somewhere, with Namaste India, if you see that we release an episode every night,
Yeah,
okay,
I
and
I
for
know
the
I know
last
I know that.
yeah, for the last 225 days, we have been releasing an episode every day, okay, without a break. Okay, be it Diwali, be it Christmas, there was not a single break. And we don't do batch recordings. Okay, it's not like we record a week's full of podcast in one day. We record it every day, every night. So I guess sometimes what happens is when you're doing a lot of stuff, you have a lot of ideas in mind that you want to execute, but you are not able to execute, and you sometimes feel, why is this happening to me? Or sometimes things don't go well. Like with social desi, like I said right now, with the whole digital products that I had in mind and I wanted to launch them, I was not able to give time to them, and sometimes you feel that ways, that why is it happening to me? I had this idea, I wanted to launch this idea, but why is it taking so much of time? Why is it, happening to my whole, career in general? So the way, I mean, I look at it is that have one thing at a time,
Lovely,
and
lovely,
that's what we focus on.
lovely, lovely. I hope that this is an interesting question.
Yeah. It is, man. It is really an interesting question because it makes you think that what's going on right now with you. And I guess that's what we also try to do now. We also get a lot of thoughts. We also get a lot of ideas in our mind. But I guess start with one thing at a time and go for it. I guess that's gonna help you a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and I would like to congratulate you on Namaste India's feat on achieving the 200th episode, and I'm very
Oh,
happy
thank you
about
so
it.
much.
I'm very
Thank
happy
you so
about
much.
that.
Thank you so much.
So,
Thank you
like,
so much, man.
another question is that it's a personal question to you. So, when was the
Mm-hmm.
last time you noticed your breathing with respect to the inside uh, feeling, like your mental inside? The they would say inner mind, inner voice. So, how when
Hmm.
did you check your breathing and with respect to your inner voice?
When did I what?
When did you
I couldn't hear you.
notice? When did you notice your lost breathing with respect to your inner voice?
Okay. Okay. So my connect with my inner voice.
Yeah,
That's what you're asking.
yeah.
Okay. Hmm. When was the last time?
I hope it's not too intriguing.
No. I guess inner voice. I keep talking to myself, man. I guess. I keep talking to myself, but I guess what I try to do is every day, uh, I try to meditate for 5 minutes, and that's what it's not meditating. People would think that I do, like, I put on candles and sit down on the floor and with my yoga mat and everything and try to do that meditation kind of thing. I don't do that. That's not the typical way that I do. I just sit in my bed. Whenever I wake up, I have a glass of water, and then I just wake up and I just do, like, just close my eyes and just do meditation, as in, like, I just try to connect with myself in the morning and see what lies ahead for me in the day and throughout the week. So I guess that's how I connect with my inner self. I don't know if if I really get connected to my inner self, but that's my that's my idea of doing it. I just wake up 5 minutes, just it's like a moan vrat that I do. 5 minutes, just I wake up, sit down, relaxed on in my bed, and just close my eyes and just think of what am I going through, what's happening, just take a deep breath, and that's how I do it. So I mean, that's on a daily basis.
Oh, lovely, lovely. I hope that listeners too, do that inner peace meditation, and they take the deep breath and other things. So like
Yeah, it really helps you out.
So, this is going to be the last question for this, and after this, we're going to have a few quicker podcast related, Anjas Mindcast podcast related questions only. So,
Okay.
so last question is that how do you define your success in your life and career with respect to your growth and other things? So, how do you define success? I think that success is perspective. They have different perspective. Everyone has different perspective on success. So, how do you define your success?
I don't know, man. Success for me is more of a journey right now. I'm still growing, and I mean, it looks like, see, success is very subjective. For you, when you see socially, they see maybe success parameters for you will be different. Somebody else watches socially, they see, or they look at me. For them, the success parameters will be very different. For myself, I still see success as a journey for me. Right now, I'm still riding that wave. I'm still figuring out what's working, what's not working for my business, what's working and what's not working for my podcast. So it's still a journey. I'm still far off from achieving what I have in my mind. So it's still a journey right now. So success, success, yeah, it's not something that I can really put a number on, or put it in a tangible frame. It's like a journey right now for me.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. The well said. Actually, I think we are all the same impact and the success part. We are traveling on the same path, because for me also success is actually learning part, learning of journey. So like social desi, Namaste India and Anjas is going on a growing path only. So I feel that this is going to be the lovely year for us on the growth path.
I hope so, man. I hope so. 2021 should be a good year for everybody in general. Like whatever they want to achieve, I guess a lot of people have worked really hard throughout this year. Be it with their business, with their work, with their podcast, with their YouTube channel, whatever it may be. I've seen a lot of artists, a lot of dancers, a lot of painters who have actually used social media to their fullest and tried to showcase their talent online. So I guess a lot of people have really worked hard, and 2021 should be the year when people start reaping the benefits of what they have worked hard on in 2020.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Actually, this is going to be an entertaining and and inspiring for the listeners to uh, apply for. So, coming back to the podcast questions, what type of people do you think would benefit most from the Anjas Mindcast? Perspective of the Anjas Mindcast is derived from the social service recruitment of my initiative, wherein I help specially able people to move forward in life in respects to their life, mental health, and recruitment part. So it's a social initiative. So what type of people do you benefit with the Unjust Mindcast? What type of people do you see that they will benefit?
Uh, I don't know if I can put a niche to this particular podcast that you run. I guess anybody who wants to get some sort of a key takeaway from your discussions, I guess, should listen to your podcast. So I guess you have a good audience reach. The kind of content that you put out, I think it's good for everybody, man. I don't know. I can't really say that what sort of people should look at it. I guess anybody who wants to have a perspective, have listen to experiences and see how they can better themselves, how they can improve themselves. I guess they should listen to your podcast. I guess
Oh, lovely,
that's
lovely.
my 2 cents on this.
Thanks for that, because it's a good compliment for us to proceed further. So,
No, no, definitely no.
what do you think of this? Me and my fellow friends hosting this podcast.
I don't know. I have not seen your other friends hosting the podcast yet. So I'm interested. Like I said in the earlier section in the podcast, that whatever team that you plan to have on board, the kind of people that you want to collaborate and have on the Anjas podcast, just make sure that you take your time, have patience, and make sure that you guys gel together. And because this is a long-term game that you want to play,
Yeah,
okay,
true, true.
that's the way we did it for Namaste India also, man. Otherwise, if like my co-host Shivam is a great guy,
Yeah, I
uh,
know.
had it been somebody else with whom I couldn't gel, I don't know if we would have been able to pull off this 200 plus episode streak. So that is where your team and your the compatibility comes into place. So it'll be lovely to see more people with you on board on the podcast, and we would love to see more content like that.
Definitely, definitely. How do you feel my hosting is like? Is it very soulful or it is? It's okay.
Uh, Soulful. Okay, I guess your hosting is good. When it comes to your podcast, you're hosting it the way you want to, and that is what podcasting should do. Okay, you should not try to mimic anybody else. Like, tomorrow you should not wake up and say, okay, oh, this is the podcaster I like. I would like to mimic that podcaster. I guess that's the wrong way of taking podcasts. People, why do they listen to you? Is because they want to connect with you as a host. They want to connect with you. So, as Keshav, you need to bring out your own personality, and that is what I guess you are doing with your podcast. And there's always like room to grow, there's always room to improve yourself. So I like the way you are hosting your podcast right now. Keep improving on that. um, Keep your own pace, run with your own speed, and host it the way you want to. I mean, even if somebody tells you like I am nobody to tell you how you should run your podcast. It's just that have your identity, unique perspective in your podcast the way you want to, and people will love it. People who would watch your episodes will love it.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you, Anu. Thank you. It's a pleasure to hear that. So, like, I've been doing a short length of episodes right now. So, what do you think of the? What do you think the length of this podcast can be?
Short, short episodes. See, for podcast depends on the kind of narrative that you are pulling in. So, if you have a narrative which can be explained within 10 minutes, I guess you can do a podcast which has a length of 10 minutes.
Lovely, lovely.
If it's more of an interview, if it's more of a deep dive into a particular subject or topics, then it can go beyond 20 minutes also. But I think you should, if it's a short storytelling or it's a short narrative, then 10 minutes is fine, I guess.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So, like Anjas Mindcast, what would be the improvement effect and improvement factor you want in to come in for? So, what is your, regarding the mental health and personal development? What is your take?
Like I said, improvement. I guess you can have segues in your podcast. You can break down your segments.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
like for example, let's say you're talking about mental health, and in mental health, if you're talking about a particular scenario, then I guess you can break down those scenarios into different sections, and that's what I do for my podcast also. I break down my sections, so if you see the way my interviews flow, they flow in a certain direction, and that's what socially they see. We have built it over the period of time. Now we know what our sections are, how the whole podcast flow should look like, and that's what we have done in socially desi. And you should also try to do something on your own with your own style and see how your podcast is flowing, and listen to your podcast. Like, if you have a 1 hour long podcast and you yourself cannot listen to the whole podcast, then there's something wrong with the sections that you have divided. So
True,
you
true.
yourself as a creator should be able to listen to your complete podcast yourself. If you are not able to do it, that means there's something wrong. There's something which is going wrong in your podcast. Maybe you're not able to retain the attention of the audience, or maybe your podcast sections are getting boring, or something or the other. It depends. Like, you'll have to experiment. So this is a journey that you'll have to go through and see what's working, what's not working. Try to tweak your sections and see, what should I put forward, what should be in the middle, what should be at the end, how, what sort of questions I should ask. All these small things, tweaks, I think if you do, you'll improve, man. So there's nothing critical that I would say, but yeah, I mean, you can do these segmentations within your podcast and see what's working and try to tweak those segments and finalize a proper structure for your podcast.
Definitely, definitely. True that. But definitely, Anjas Mancast would be looking forward to do that, and we will do it. Like Mind Talks is there. Like we will soon bring it as a as in a team. We will try to bring it. So like
Best of luck to you, man, if that works.
yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like, thank you, thank you. It's been a blissful and lovely to have you here. We have come to the end of this session. So, like, what will be the motivation factor and instilling and inspiring factor you want to convey to our listeners? You have any thoughts and any quotes you can share with us? Any insights you can share with us? Please share with us.
There are no quotes, man. I think there's only one thing that I would like to say to everybody. 2020 is coming to a close. We are entering 2021. Just be yourself and be with your family, be with your friends. Basically, surround yourself with your loved ones and be positive into going into the new year. And I hope things turn out to be good. So more or less, try to surround yourself with positivity, and I'm sure you will get through things, in a good way.
Lovely, lovely. And so this applies to the young podcasters, right?
Yeah, it applies to everybody, I guess, because once things start to get normalized in 2021, a lot of people will start going to offices, a lot of things will open up, and that is where the biggest challenge for podcasters will come into place. And you, as a podcaster, when you get into 2021, you will have to figure out whether podcasting is something that you would like to do for a long period of time, because just like any other creative platform, podcast also requires you to be consistent. It requires you to pull out content on a regular basis and be interesting, stay relevant in your podcasts, because whatever you're trying to showcase to the world, be it your content, be it any message that you are giving out, narrative stories, whatever it is, I guess that's going to be a challenge for a lot of people who started their podcast during the pandemic, but don't really know right now whether they're going to continue in 2021 or not. So I guess that's my message to everybody. Just be positive, stay connected with everybody, with your loved ones, and I'm sure 2021 is going to be great for everybody.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. You have put it all right. Thank you so much. So it's been a really, really pleasure, and my best wishes and prayers for your social desi and Namaste India to come good. And I wish you more and more success in Foxtail as a entrepreneur. As a You are an inspiration to a fellow aspiring entrepreneur like me. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm really grateful to be on your show, man, being the first guest on the show. So thank you so much for considering me, and I hope you have a lovely day ahead.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So.